Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a reading vlog, my first proper themed reading vlog. I've been wanting to create videos like this for a while now, and I'm excited to be doing my first one. I am going to be reading Colleen Hoover for the very first time, but before getting too far into it, if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. This is my second channel where I talk about all that interests me outside of the beauty space, which is what my main channel is about, mostly project panning. On this channel, you will find bookish content like what you are watching today, as well as family and motherhood related content and gardening content. So those are kind of my three interests outside of the beauty space, and I enjoy watching a wide variety of content and created the second channel to talk about other things that didn't really fit on my main channel. So I would love it if you would subscribe and stick around if that is something that interests you. And even if you're only interested in maybe one of those aspects, such as just the bookish content, I do try and post my wide variety of interests evenly if possible. Does that make any sense? Anyways, hopping into the actual subject of today's vlog, Colleen Hoover. I have been on the wait list for these two books, Ugly Love and Verity, for months. The wait list for both of these books are huge, and also because of the wait list, I have just a week to read them. I think I have 5 days left of my loans. I do want to make sure I read both of them because if I go back at the bottom of the wait list, it's going to be months again. I have heard nothing but good things about these two books, but I actually don't know that much about the plot on either of them. I know Colleen Hoover is more like dark romance type books. Is that right? One of my best friends, who's also a reader, said I need to pick up Ugly Love ASAP and that it absolutely broke her. And then I had others DM me on Instagram saying that they loved it, but they cried a bunch. And guys, I am a crier. I might leave this vlog absolutely broken and you're probably going to see me ugly cry. So neither of these books are all that long, so I do hope it's possible to read them. I'm not the fastest reader ever, but it is fall, which means I am solo momming it on the weekends. So that should mean that I have lots of reading time, but not necessarily. I would love to pick them up right this second, but I actually have a lot of work to do. I am going to grant my bestie's wishes and read Ugly Love first. I thought I had the 3 weeks standard loan for Ugly Love, but there's 70 people waiting for this book because only Verity has the 7-day loan sticker on it. They usually do this for new releases. Let me just set you guys down. I'm going to take off my library card number gently. Wow, that was really stuck on there. So we're going to start off with Ugly Love. I'm going to just read the back so there's no spoilers. Like I said, I don't remember what these books are about. I was obviously interested in them based on somebody's review at some point, but I've been waiting forever for these. So I've read a lot of books since then. I don't remember. So Ugly Love. It's not exactly love at first sight for Tate Collins when she meets the tormented and secretive Miles Archer. They wouldn't even go so far as to consider themselves friends. The only thing Tate and Miles have in common is a mutual physical attraction that can't be denied. Once their desires are out in the open, they realize that they might have stumbled on the perfect no-strings arrangement. He isn't looking for love and she doesn't have time for it, so that leaves just the sex. What they've got could be surprisingly satisfying as long as Tate can stick to the 2 rules Miles has for her. Never ask about the past, don't expect a future. They think they can handle it, but everything is different when real emotions start to change the equation. Hearts get infiltrated, promises get broken, rules get shattered, love gets ugly. Oh no, this is going to break me. This book is trying not to have any spoilers. I'm the worst for like trying to find how many pages are and then reading some and being spoiled. 322 pages. I think I want to structure this kind of like how Meg Loves Books, Meg with Books does her themed reading vlogs, where she checks in at the 50% mark and then again at the ending. My Magical Readathon and Becca's Bookopolython readathon vlogs were way too long, both for me to edit and for you guys to watch. So I'm hoping that these won't be too long. I have to read them relatively quickly. So I am going to put a little sticky note at the 160 page-ish mark, or like at the end of a chapter around there. Okay, I'm gonna put a sticky note at 166, the beginning of chapter 18, and I will check in with you when I get there. Hopefully there's no crying yet at that point. Hey guys, I'm doing my check-in. I made it to my halfway mark sticky note with Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. I am loving this. I can't remember the last time I have read this quickly. Colleen Hoover's writing style is very digestible. I've been flying through it. I think I'm so used to fantasy novels, which I read really slowly. So I've always said like I'm such a slow reader, but I have read 167 pages in 24 hours or so. And that's with, the 3 kids have been home from school. It's the weekend. I've been working a ton as well. And the house is relatively clean. Like I haven't just been sitting down and reading. So this is incredible. I have high hopes that I will be able to read both books before they're actually due back at the library on Wednesday or Thursday. It's Saturday right now. This is feeling like a 5-star. I love Tate and Miles together so much. They belong together, and I have been warned that this book is going to break me. I mean, it's called Ugly Love, and I'm not seeing that at all. So we have been built up only to come crashing down, and I know that, but I still know it's going to absolutely destroy me. Lots of people I've talked to said that this destroyed them so thoroughly that they didn't want to pick up another book for like over a week. I hope that doesn't happen, because I do have Verity by Colleen Hoover as well to read within this vlog, and because they're both due back quickly from the library. Wow. Wow is all I have to say so far. I'll check in with you guys when I start crying, and then once I finish the book. It's been like 5 minutes, and I have realized that that check-in was entirely unhelpful on the actual book and not just my feelings on it. So we're following Tate and Miles, who are not really friends with benefits, and it is dual POV and dual timeline. So present day, we are following Tate, our female protagonist, and we are following Miles 6 years earlier. Very early on, you know that something terrible has happened to him and a girl named Rachel, but we don't know anything about that. And in Miles' point of view, 6 years earlier, like I mentioned, you should be in bed. I've tucked you in 2 times. Good night. I love you. Go to bed. 6 years earlier, we are following Miles and Rachel together while they're seniors, I believe, in high school, and how they meet and fall in love. It's not really a spoiler. It's very early on in the book, like chapter 2. And the man we meet, Miles, The man we meet in the first chapter is very broken, and I have yet to find out, I'm halfway through, why he is so broken. And also, you just know that things are not going to end well for Miles and Tate in our present timeline, and I'm scared. Okay, guys, I finished it. It's much later in the night. It's actually almost 11 o'clock. I finished this shortly after that last clip. I've fixed my makeup up since then. As you saw, this book broke me. I was not expecting that to be the devastating blow. This book does have a happy ending, but did that put the pieces back together on my broken heart? Not quite. And I feel like that is the point, right? I still feel so heartbroken and like I want to cry thinking about what happened in here. Obviously, there are going to be no spoilers. Wow. Jeremy came into the room after I stopped recording and was like, oh my gosh, what is the matter? He thought something terrible happened. I was crying that hard. There was mascara smeared on my face. And after I told him, he was just like, get a grip. He doesn't ever get emotional about, well, he doesn't read. He's not a reader. But like even TV shows or movies or something, I am such a crier. I get so attached to characters and he just doesn't get it. But yeah, I was broken. I wish I had a tub of ice cream after reading this. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. This elicited such an emotional response for me. I cannot remember the last time I cried that hard, period, let alone like over a book, a fictional character. Holy crap. I don't know if I should do this to myself, but both of my Colleen Hoover books need to go back on Wednesday. So it's Sunday. And I'm going to pick up Verity by Colleen Hoover, obviously. I think this one is more of a thriller, but let us read the back because I don't remember what it's supposed to be about. Loan Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin when she accepts the job offer of a lifetime. Jeremy Crawford, husband of best-selling author Verity Crawford, has hired Loan to complete the remaining books in a successful series his injured wife is unable to finish. Oh my gosh, I remember now. Okay. Loan arrives at the Crawford home ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. What Loan doesn't expect to uncover in the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. Page after page of bone-chilling admissions, including Verity's recollection of the night their family was forever altered. Lowen decides to keep the manuscript hidden from Jeremy, knowing its contents would devastate the already grieving father. But as Lowen's feelings for Jeremy begin to intensify, she recognizes all the ways she could benefit if he were to read his wife's words. After all, no matter how devoted Jeremy is to his injured wife, a truth this horrifying would make it impossible for him to continue to love her. A standalone romantic thriller from #1 New York Times best-selling author Colleen Hoover. Oh boy. I liked the format that I did the first one with. So I have marked, I haven't started reading this, but I've stuck in a sticky note at the halfway point to get my thoughts and feelings. And then obviously if there's any strong reactions like me bawling my eyes out, I'll pick up the camera again. Don't know why I'm doing this to myself, but here I am. I know that many people also rate this 5 stars. So I have high expectations. Maybe Colleen Hoover will become one of my new favorite authors, and I'll read a bunch more from her. I loved Ugly Love. It's hard for me to say that because it broke my soul, but I expect to love this one as well. A romantic thriller. I don't know if I've ever read a romantic thriller, so this shall be fun. Hey guys, it's check-in time. Excuse my being out of breath and sweaty. I just finished my workout and did my stretching, and to continue to cool down, the curtain's in the way, you're sitting on my window. And while Emmett is still napping, I wanted to read a couple chapters of Verity by Colleen Hoover, but I realized I forgot to do my check-in because I'm at my little sticky note here. I'm at the halfway point, page 160, chapter 5 of the manuscript part. I have been absolutely flying through this book as well, same as Ugly Love. I didn't know I could read a book this fast. I have never been so engaged and read something this fast paced where I picked it up literally every second I'm able. I'm cooking supper like this, like washing my face, trying not to get it wet because 1, you don't want your books to get wet, but 2, it's a library book, like literally never wanting to put this down. It was the same with Ugly Love, like I just mentioned. I typically read sci-fi fantasy. I love that genre, but it's typically not necessarily slower, but more dense writing, at least the books that I'm reading right now. And so I always said, oh, I'm such a slow reader. But I read 160 pages in one day, which would never happen in the fantasy or sci-fi genre. So this, I have already been scared in moments. And I didn't know you could hate a person so much. A character. Wow. I'm trying really hard not to spoil anything. If you have read this, message me on Instagram or something so I can just be appalled with you. So anyways, that is my brief check-in. I'm trying to like not ramble on and on in this reading vlog because I'm hoping it's not a million years long like my September reading vlogs were, because they were just too long. So hoping to keep this brief. Let me know if you're enjoying the video so far by giving it a thumbs up. I am really enjoying making this video and like doing a themed reading week. It's just a couple of days, but I think I want to do this again. So if you are enjoying it, let me know by giving it a thumbs up so I know that I should keep doing these themed reading vlogs in the future, maybe like once a month or something. Okay, I'm going to go cool off and read a few chapters, and I'll check in with you with my final thoughts, or if anything shocking occurs and I feel like capturing my reaction like I did with the last book. Hey guys, welcome back. I just realized I never filmed a final clip to this vlog when I finished Verity, probably because I was in shock. So I just got done doing some work meetings and I just continued to sit here with my ring light on and I decided to film out this clip. The books were actually due back at the library today. I have had them for 1 week, so I don't have it here to share, like to hold, but I hope that's all right. Oh my gosh, there's a smudge on my phone screen. I thought there was something behind me. I gave Verity 5 stars as well, um, as well as Ugly Love. So I would say that my little experiment of reading Colleen Hoover for the first time was a huge success if I gave both books 5 stars. I have since put myself on the waiting list for 2 of her other books, November 9th and It Ends With Us. I'm sure they're going to be equally as devastating, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I think you gathered from my reactions when I thought to pick up the camera and film while reading. This book was very intense as well. It is a romantic thriller, which I've never read before. I've read thrillers before, I've read romance before, but never the genres merged together so well. I mean, of course, there's been romantic elements in a thriller I've read, but not like this, not like smutty, sexy romance, but also being super scared thriller. This book made me feel such a range of intense emotion. Like, this drew out such intense emotional responses from me. So, that is like the biggest reason I have to give it 5 stars. Besides, it's just, I liked the story, it was well written, but like, if a book, if a I'm getting tongue tied. If writing can elicit such a strong emotional response for the characters or the plot, then that says something. This book made me feel rage, sorrow. I was scared in some parts, and also disgust. Like, all of those are such strong emotions, not to be taken lightly. I swear I sat like for like 2 hours after I finished that book because, like, what the hell did I just read? What happened? Where did we leave off? Like, what do we believe? Because I still don't know. It was an absolutely wild ride. I don't remember a time that I have read as fast as I have over the last 4 days. Well, it's been 5 days because I finished it yesterday. Over a course of 4 days, I read 2 over 300-page books. As a busy mom of 3 who works from home, like, I think my house is such a disaster. Every spare second that I had, I was picking up these books. And not only was I making more time to read, I was also flipping the pages as fast as I could. I devoured both of these books. I gave both of them 5 stars, and I call that a success. Verity gave me nightmares last night. I dreamt of the crib scene. I don't like, no spoilers. That's very vague. If you have read this book, then maybe you know what I'm talking about. Absolutely awful. I'm like, my heart is beating so fast right now. These are books that I'm going to think about for a long time, I think, or at least I hope, and are ones that I think I would like to own on my shelves. I want all of the books that I give 5 stars to live on my bookshelves. I think I would really like that. I think I would revisit these at some point. Not something I would reread right away, but in a year or two, I can see myself rereading them. And I'm just leaving off this video excited to read more Colleen Hoover. I'm not really ready to say like, oh, she's a new favorite author, because all of my favorite authors are pretty much in the fantasy genre. That's what I read the most. As a palate cleanser, I just read another volume of Saga, an adult sci-fi graphic novel. It was just 70 pages, so I read that this morning. I also had that from the library, so I just wanted to bring that with me to drop off, even though it wasn't due yet. And now I'm going to be reading a little bit of the high fantasy book that I am currently in the middle of, which is much slower pace. I think that just proves to me even more that I need to continue to vary my reading and mix it up. I do better and read more quickly and make reading more of a priority when I do that. When I read a rom-com and then I read a thriller and then I go back to fantasy or whatever it is, like truly mixing up the genres and what I'm reading seems to work best for me. So this video is getting longer than I intended, as all of them do. Let me know what you think of Colleen Hoover's books, but also this video style idea. I could do other authors that I'm reading for the first time, but I also want to just do other themed reading vlogs. The next one I was thinking of, which I was going to do first, but then I got my Colleen Hoover books in from the library with a 1-week timeline, so I had to film this first, is thriller adaptations. I have 3 books on my shelves that are thrillers that have been adapted into TV shows or movies. So I'd like to read the books and then watch the adaptation. So let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.